once PL just ran at the IO, Drow just had to run as well. Like she was unable to stand in the front line. I think Gyro does a better job at that.
Zoning ultimate.
Yeah, zoning ultimate. Flak Cannon's pretty decent for that.
Virtus.pro's
all right, like you mentioned, the Ember Spirit. TNC sees it as well, and they will take it out.
So they have to decide right now. Do we run our Tiny off lane? Or do we run a Tiny mid? Because if they look at TNC's lanes, they can still technically have PL in mid, PL or the PL carry. And Mirana could go to any of the lanes.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard for them to pinpoint. They just need to pick a hero that's good in the lane. That's solid. Gyro, definitely you don't want him to go off lane, but we did see, like, I think it was Secret. They had this IO Gyro. Fata was playing Gyro earlier.
And how did that go?
I can't remember. I think they won that game. I don't remember. Maybe they lost.
Secret has not won too many games, so.
Virtus.pro's
all right, Huskar being banned out.
Is that TA? Oh, Dragonite, yeah.
Okay.
Dragonite fits the bill as the hero that, you know, he'll do well, do okay in the lane, hardly ever loses. And it gives them like another, you know, initiator, so he brings stun, then you can use the relocate offensively, and he's really, really tanky. And he's good also at dealing with the PL illusions. So I think overall, like a solid pick here for VP to finish up their lineup.
Gives them a pretty reliable initiation stun as well. Bane, oftentimes you can't really rely on him.
So for TNC, they've gone like this Timber against DK a lot. They picked Timber into DK a lot.
Yeah. And there you go. There's 3 strength heroes. Burst traditionally very good against...
But I don't know how I feel about Timber though. Timber always feels like a hero. Yeah, sure you do well on the laning phase, but it's hard to win the game, you know, with Timber. Because Timber
they've won games with it, so...
Yeah, but still, it doesn't change the fact that Timber is this kind of hero, like, a bit similar to... I think during the launch, like the break, we were talking about how Monkey King is also that kind of hero. He can get a really good early game.
Right.
Very farmed, snowball. But then 1 or 2 deaths in the game is like, oh...
But the difference is that Timber is a lot harder to kill. And Timber also defends your base much better. Especially yesterday when we saw...
And they have a PL.
Yeah. They have PL and Mirana. So they have some decent lane game even if the Timber does not carry through. I do hope that we have the ticketed though, because the names are looking a little weird. I don't know who's actually playing who.
Yep. But at the same time, you know, like Bane is also like one of the better supports at locking down Timber.
Sure.
And your brain sap is pure damage, so... You have ways of killing him. And
Timber has like 3k HP at one point.
I mean, that's assuming you get a good game, you know? Like, he can still...
I've never seen Raven have a bad game on Timber.
No, he's not playing. Raven's not playing Timber. It's Armel. It's a mid Timber this time around.
Okay. I have never seen Armel.
But I think overall, they have a lot of, like, magic bursts to kill the Timber. Tiny, Gyrocopter.
Sure.
They have a lot of tools at dealing him. It's just the laning phase that's going to be a problem. And DK doesn't really lose until... Timber gets level 6.
Yes.
You know? Before that, it's fine.
It's just a farming lane in the mid lane.
True.
Yeah.
So the things that we want to look out for is like in how well the side lanes will do. Because I think middle lane is going to be a 50-50 lane. The side lanes are once again going to be the key factors here. Tiny is a hero that you want to get a really, really good start. You don't want this hero to be behind. And the way they're going to... I think Bane is going to go top. Yeah, Io is going to go with the Gyro. So this Bane tiny lane is going to be extremely, extremely strong at the start. Up against this, I think, should be PL and... Oh no, it's not PL and Venge. It's PL and Dark Willow. Don't think it changes stuff that much. I still feel this Io and Tiny should get the upper hand in the lane. If the... sorry, not the Io and Tiny, the Bane and the Tiny.
Right, so let's quickly kind of identify the players and the heroes, because...
I'll help you. No worries.
Pasha is playing the Tiny, right?
I have them on friends list. Yeah,
Pasha. Wow, what a humble brag here. No one is on playing the DK, I assume.
Yes.
And then Ramsey's on the Gyrocopter. And then on the Dire side, Thunderstruck, I imagine, is going to be Raven. Playing, actually, this is one of his, I think, most comfortable heroes.
Terrorblade, PL.
Yeah, all the illusions one. And he is... Tims, yep. And then mid lane is Armel, like you mentioned. And bottom say Sam H.
And Cuckoo. Yeah. Oh, the runes. Who is going to get the runes? It seems VP is going to get the upper hand. 3 runes. Wait, actually 4 runes.
Oh, that's rough.
That is rough. But still, we've seen, was it our games where someone got 4 rune but still lost the rune? Was it yesterday?
I mean, I don't think the first rune determines who's going to win or not, but it's...
I mean the lanes, they still lost the lanes.
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
they got all the runes.
It's more like mental damage, you know? It's just like, you feel pretty bad after not getting any runes.
I mean, that could mean that the lane becomes awfully hard in those kind of like 50-50 lanes when one hero gets all the runes and the other doesn't. But we'll see. Solo has gone for this like huge, massive regen build. 2 Fairy Fires, 2 Mangles on the Bane, just so that he can just soak up damage and you know, allow Tiny to last hit, get his items, get his levels. I think this lane becomes really difficult once Tiny gets like at least level 3. Lane becomes very difficult for the PR. Very hard for him to last hit, because he's always going to take a lot of damage from the tree grab harass. I
mean, right now I think Raven's already having trouble missing a couple last hits under a tower. Bane is actually one of the supports with some of the highest base damage as well, so he's also here.
I mean, brain sap, so he trades like against anyone, fine.
Yeah.
And bottom lane, this bench Mirana. Oh, Mirana, Sam H is in all sorts of trouble here. That is a big kill there for the Iron and Gyro, getting this extra goal, and it's gonna mean that their lane is gonna have a pretty sizable advantage early on. And on top of things, they got 4 bounty runes, so yeah, 4 bounty runes plus the first blood goal.
I mean, that's all like the fact that Mirana did not get level 2 as quickly as VP. VP was able to force a kill when Mirana did not have lead.
Yep, that's why when I talk about the laning phases, I always focus on the first few creep waves are extremely important. Because all these like level transitions, power spikes, like one team gets the level a little bit faster, one CS faster, they make a move, they get a kill, a decisive kill, and the lane becomes extremely difficult for the other side. And top lane, on the other hand, right now, Tiny is slowly pulling ahead. The creep wave is going to push him to his tower, so he's going to get a few more last hits. As we expected, the Bane Tiny, much stronger lane compared to the PL plus Dark Willow.
So arguably right now, VP is winning 2 out of the 3 lanes. The mid lane is essentially a wash. 50-50 there.
Oh, stun into the IO. Gyro tries to block the arrow, but not going to be successful. But the Fairy Fire, he still has one more Fairy Fire here on the IO. He's trying to bait. Oh, Cuckoo, he's trying so hard to get the kill, but there's no way he gets it, and he pops the star off on Roger.
Cuckoo, Vengeful Spirit with very short arms, man. Can't hit that far. And now the regen is looking pretty dire in this.
Are they out of regen? Oh,
no, they still have some decent. Yeah, he's got Magic Stake.
You know, sometimes in a lane, when you have no regen, it's better to die sometimes than to walk back to base. That's how I feel about it.
We see a lot of players like walking to the enemy tier 2s, just like suiciding and porting right back.
Because the deaths, the kills don't mean so much compared to the time wasted, you know, if you have to walk all the way back to base and TP back. But as I mentioned, the first few creep waves are extremely crucial to decide how the lane goes. If you don't really get a good control on the first few creep waves, your range creep gets denied and whatnot, and you get your level 2 or level 3 slower. Most of the time it means that the lane is lost. And bottom lane, they got a stun on Roger once more. The arrow being blocked by Ramses, but Roger's still going to go down.
And Ramsey's going to run away. Also simultaneously, they made a go on the top lane, but Tim's able to just get out of there very safely and south right back up. Surprisingly here, PL's actually like doing okay. He's getting out denied a bit, as you would expect, but still getting his own CS.
Yeah, but still, I think they're still losing the lane because Wave is pushing into the Tiny's tower. He's going to get a few more last hits. But I think overall, I agree. He's doing okay, considering that they have the weaker lane. And I'm sure that he's happy with whatever he's getting right now.
Looks like bottom lane, the kill continues here. Mirana gets dove, but nice return kill here. Ramsey, though, getting the better of the exchange, getting the first kill, the experience, and all that jazz.
Just what I was waiting for.
So overall, I think it's still quite even between the top and bottom lanes. Mid lane is, like we mentioned, a 50-50 farming lane. Everyone's just trying to trade farm. And bot lane, Cuckoo, getting gone on by the gyrocopter here.
Cuckoo should be fine. I say that though, they're diving. The magic missile is going to hit the tower and the arrow.
Stick, Fairy Fire, okay.
The tower needs a little bit more help. Looks like Sam H is going to clean up the kill afterwards. Has a salve, and now it looks like they're going to run towards a rune. The balls are in his face, though. He's going to take a lot of damage. He needs to fire off that arrow. He needs to salve up as well.
Oh, they have to. Oh, they have to get the rune on the IO.
Venge is there.
Oh, okay, this is big. Roger's not going to be able to refill his bottle. And meanwhile, PL gets a kill on Solo while Solo's trying to
get the rune.
Did he get the rune?
Solo.
Yeah, he got the rune. So it's
Die for the bounty.
2 runes apiece. That's okay.
Yeah.
And a casual tip onto Roger for failing to get the rune, but he... oh,
he
so
tried.
it was a smoke, gyro smoke to get back to the bottom lane. That's how important it is to get back to the lane as soon as possible.
And he tanked the arrow for the truck, dude. So we're going to see a gank on the mid lane here. They want the kill on DK, and no one trying to turning it around here against Eventual Spirit. They need a little bit of toss. Toss is going to get the kill. Meanwhile, no one going to survive thanks to the teleportation of Roger. Now suddenly it's going to be 3 turns to 4. Solo joins in as well. Very tanky is a Timbersaw, has 11 magic stick charges as well.
Yeah, that was a great move by TNC. Once Timber hit level 6, like I mentioned, this matchup is very important. When Timber gets level 6, he starts to pressure the DK. And they made a rotation, but BP reacted
very quickly.
Very quickly to save the DK. He was so close to dying.
And now bottom side is going to be Sam H being forced away. 1 leap is used.
Oh, the dives.
Yeah, the dives is coming out here. The tier 2 tower, they're going right here onto Ramsey. Ramsey first one to go down. Roger has a haste rune, but the right click's going to be tracking into him. Keep in mind the IO has no base armor.
That was
very low base armor.
That was a really bad dive there. Paying the price, and that's a shrine for TNC as well. So this is not looking good for the Gyro here, having a much tougher early game.
Now, yesterday we've seen one of Gyro struggle a bit. He kind of just went like face drums and fought his way back. Do you think no one?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ramsey's going to do similar stuff here?
The game he casted yesterday.
Yeah. Or do you think he needs to go for more of a farming
I think
build?
he can, because Tiny and DK are going to make a lot of space. Like if he wants to fight, he can. But if he wants to focus more on farming, I think there'll be space for him, because I think Tiny and DK will be able to create a lot of pressure. And bot lane, they're going to go on Ramses once again.
Yeah,
I don't think he has any way out here.
He doesn't. Very good move here by Cuckoo. Kind of just ran in the trees, dropped the deep ward.
They're punishing the weak lane right now of BP. The Gyro not having a good start, and they can't really go top because Tiny is very strong right now. They don't really want to fight into Tiny.
Yeah, and we're getting to a point where the mid lane also is struggling a little bit for Virtus.pro as Armel is...
Nature of the matchup.
Nope, looks like Io also got picked off here. Man, this game, very different pacing from the last one. Kills all over the place. Are they trying to like gank this Timber? There's no way, right? They're trying to get this tower deny, but
how many heroes are they gonna need for this guy?
Oh, tower gonna get denied here, and
they
now
need the Tiny here.
Ooh, nice big stun here coming out from Tims. They will get the kill on Gyro, so Gyro dies once again. Magic Stick was used, and he's jumping back out now. A secondary stun coming out from the Dragon Tail. Solo trying to get that one last Brain Sap. A nightmare for now. Curse Crown being fired off on the back line, and Tim's gonna go down to the Brief Fire. Looks like Tim's, though, or rather Armel, survived through it just fine.
Yeah, they couldn't get the stun toss combo onto the Timber there because there was a lot of creep, so Pasha couldn't get the combo off, so they didn't have enough damage there between the few heroes to kill the Timber. Like, Timber is very, very strong right now.
I gotta say, all of these transitioning really helping out the PL catching up top. Raven has had pretty much free farm since the Tiny had to rotate twice. Bottom side here, it's going to be Ramsey getting caught again.
This is the problem with the hero. It's so easy to kill him.
How many times has he died? Meanwhile, now Roger being caught out as well. They will have a Magic Missile follow-up. The right clicks from D supports more than enough, although he goes... Ooh, nice Nightmare. Turn things around. And now it's going to be Tim's on the run himself. He should be fine.
Yeah, but this Gyro, like you mentioned, 6 deaths already so far.
Bottom tower is under
I think
attack.
he has to like do what you said just now.
Attack.
He has to fight his way back. I think it's going to be difficult for him to try and just focus on farming because they can kill him so
the tree
easily.
got broken by the tether. Nothing for him to chain to, and the shrine will put everyone...
Gyro's not level 6 yet. They need that cooldown.
Well, Gyro's not level 6 yet? My goodness. He is...
Struggle City.
Yeah.
And TK, TP spot lane, try to hold the tower, try to deny the tower here. Very important.
They did get the middle tower deny already, and they will get this deny as well, so...
Yeah, that's going to take away a lot of gold from TNC.
I mean, that's like I mean, we talked about the importance of bounty rune. That's a couple of bounty runes right there. Solo is going to grab the rune as they're all. Looks like Mirana's taking quite a bit of damage, but with the leaps, she should be fine.
So 2 runes apiece.
Yep.
No, actually 3 runes for TNC. Right. Yeah, 3 runes for TNC.
The prize is mine.
So they are already warded up their enemy jungle, like 3 wards around the VP base. This is always what you want to do when you are having a lead. Control the enemy jungle, not allow them to, you know, farm their way to come back into the game. You have to always see what they are doing and try to pressure them. And right now, bottom lane, the DK is all on his lonesome, and he does not have a TP. I think they know that, as he previously TP'd to try and deny the tower.
He is completely caught out. He is very tanky. Well, Arrow's gonna miss, so maybe that gives him a better chance of surviving, but I don't think so. There's just 3 heroes.
Though.
Are they gonna relocate in?
Nah,
I don't think so. He's completely trapped. The spams are coming out. They even bring a 4th here. Armel will be here to pick up the kill.
Yep. VPA wants to wait for this blink on Pasha before they start to, you know, make aggressive moves. This DK has to... He's going for Shadow Blade, yeah? He wants to get the Silver Edge this game against the Timbersaw.
Yep.
So which is understandable. Blink and Shadow Blade both going to be competed on Tiny and DK fairly soon. So that's going to be their first power spike in their lineup, and that's going to allow the Gyro to maybe hopefully have more space to farm and catch back up.
Gank squad coming in mid here. Cuckoo leading the way for Sam H.
They want to put a ward, okay. They want to put a ward on this side of the jungle. Because I know the Gyro is going to be farming here. Oh, PL has a hood?
Yes.
This is okay because of the timing. I want to die to the burst from the tiny. And Gyro as well, it's a lot of magic damage.
Meanwhile, Armel putting a ton of pressure on the bottom side. This tier 2 is going to go down. I mean, this Timber pick looking pretty good so far, doing very well in the laning stage, as expected. And at this stage of the game, really applying a ton of pressure. Because I don't think DK or Gyro's like anywhere close to strong enough to kill the Timber. So.
Yep. They just have to avoid him, get their items, get their levels, and fight him later when they have to get a Spirit Vessel. But most Timbers have been known to go for like an early use after the foot.
He's got it queued up right now.
Yeah, so you can actually deal with the incoming Spirit Vessel.
Tower gonna get denied. That's the 3rd tower denied in the game. So despite all this tower kill, like
blink, Tiny has blink, incoming.
Okay. Mirana gonna get caught out here. Sam H gonna go down.
Oh, that's a big kill. That's a streak.
These denies are keeping Virtus.pro in the game.
Yep, that's why they're the best. One of the best teams around. Yeah. They make all these small little moves that change a lot of the situation in the game, and they're having a hard time this game on the Gyro, and all these small little things are going to slowly help him claw back into the game. And with the blink completed on Pash right now, they smoke immediately. They're going to try to keep the ball rolling, so Gyro has a lot of ample space to farm, catch up, and they have the relocate available, so this 2-man gang squad is actually a 4-man gang squad.
Yep, they are tethered up for now as Tiny and Bane.
Yep, they are just placing all these defensive walls because when you're losing, you want to control and protect your own jungle, so your cores can, you know, use it to farm safely. And here comes the smoke from TNC as well. They want to further extend their advantage.
Radiant are scanning.
If they get a few kills, maybe it might open Roshan for them because they have bench. We'll see how things go. Roger probably has to sacrifice himself to save the Gyro.
They could probably kill both, I think. That's going to be the first kill. They see him as well. Terrorize going to get dropped right on top the face of Roger. Roger going to throw down.
Yep, the wards there. They know they were farming around the area. That's why vision is just so important in this kind of game.
Great terror by Cuckoo, seeing the vision onto the Isle as well, and then setting up that Terrorize.
If they didn't deny the 3 towers, I'm sure they would be like around 4k gold up right now.
Yes, that's how the math works.
Thank you, Luby. Wow.
I mean,
thank you.
Yeah.
I suck at counting, so thank you for saving me.
Yeah, we will take you through kindergarten after this. Raven doesn't have a teleport score, very far from home. It looks like they're just going to fight breaking out in the shrine. It's going to be Cuckoo biting the dust, and Relocate comes in. Arrow's going to hit right onto the IO, but really hard to go on him. First crown going to drop. Great call down, zoning everyone away from the fight. Unfortunately, not going to get too much out of anything. Pasha on the chase. Blink cooling down right on top of the PL. PL, very tanky thanks to the hood. Avalanche not going to hit Arrow, though, on top of...
They can't get the grip onto the PL.
Yeah.
That was a really big kill for them to miss. Oh. He has vision.
Oh, somehow, some way, thank you to the ward. And now it's going to be Sam H getting brought down. Vengeful Spirit porting in. This is going to be the second time in the fight. Very, very tanky heroes, the DK as well as the Tiny.
But here comes the raid boss. They have to get out.
Yeah, and well, they got out just in time to take the bounty runes. Looks like the raid boss has canceled a TP. Oh, they're going to run right into Ramses.
The ward again. They saw Gyro walk past.
Yeah, they don't want to fight into the Tiny though. So Rocket on top of Tips. That's a dish.
Bye-bye.
Oh, he runs away. Terrorize the toss though. It's going to hit him. Roger going to get hit by the arrow. Looks like Roger should go down fairly easily. A bloodbath out here.
But at the end of the day, it was what, 2 bounties apiece?
Yes. And
that
also...
that is what counts. The bounty runes.
Well, I would say Ramsey's not dying there. Again, is also what counts.
True.
It looks like he is going to go...
At this point, it's like he doesn't really care. He's died 7 times. As long as he's, getting the kills, and everything. Well, I guess he cares about that.
Yeah,
he can't afford to die anymore.
Yeah.
JK.
Swap back in, but Ramses is right there, setting up. Arrow gonna hit as well. This should be a very easy kill. Yeah, they're gonna use that Bedlam. Another earn charge going to. Oh,
he's going for Glimmer on the IO. He's actually not gonna finish a Spirit Vessel for the Timber. Not very sure about that, but they do have a lot of magic damage. But I'm just unsure if they can kill the Timber if they don't have a Vessel.
Well, like you said, don't Timber just go Yule Scepter anyways?
But he's not going Yule Scepter.
So it's kind of like, hey, I don't see you going Earn, so I'm not going to go Yule myself. All right, they're going to try to get a go here on Timber. No defensive swap available just yet. They're going to try to Chain Stun and toss him up, but he still chains away. The grip, though, is going to be there. The swap comes in a tiny bit too late. That means Cuckoo's also going to die.
Way too greedy there.
Yeah.
Trying to get the tower. They're like, we're done of you denying all the towers. Done. I'm going to get this tower, but pays with his life.
And normally that generally also leads to further tower deny, so.
And VP tries to continue the aggression with the smoke on Tiny and Bane, the 2-man gang squad. Yep. Which has no relocate this time though.
Oh, let's go back to the lack of earn on IO. Is it maybe because no one's going for that
Silver Edge?
Silver Edge, so
but
they
still,
don't.
I think it would be nice to have the Vessel as well. Because if you get the Silver Edge, right, you hit him, if he already has existing reactive armor charges, it doesn't remove them. It just stops him from getting like more. But if he already has it, it doesn't remove the present reactive charges. So it's not exactly like a full counter if he has already charges up. So having the Spirit Vessel, I think, is still pretty important against Timber. And any big items coming up right now for both sides? Gyro is building into a BKB. He has Drum's face.
About halfway there.
DK almost has a Silver Edge, like you mentioned. Echo Saber on Tiny. IO is building into the Glimmer, whereas for TNC, Dark Widow is moving into... No earn on Dark Widow. Earn on the Venge.
Venge has the earn, yeah.
Normally we see that on Dark Widow. Timber almost has the Bloodstone up. PL just picked up the Diffusal with the hood, so they decided to smoke with this item timing. And Sam H is going to get a Maelstrom soon.
Normally, Dark Willows get earned because it really extends her solo kill potential. You find a support in the woods, you throw a Vessel charge on them.
Makes you tankier too, because she's pretty low HP hero. The stats are very useful on him. And here comes the Moonlight.
Runs right into a DK. Do they have detection? No, we'll see in just a bit because that Shadow Blade is going to get used very fast. No, on the back line though, it's going to be Cuckoo getting absolutely destroyed. DK very tanky and that call down, zoning everyone out, terrorize, jumping people back, but he is going to get brought off still. This gank, very reminiscent of the smoking in game 1 where they're deciding to pull ahead, but instead they're just losing momentum. TNC, very unfortunate.
They were walking to their vision there. So, I mean, this is normal stuff. When you smoke, you go to areas that you see and the enemy. But at the same time, it was because it was near the shrine, so it's very risky for them to do that. If they can't catch the DK there and stun with the Venge and the Mirana arrow to follow up to finish him off, the fight will be very, very dangerous for them. And that was what happened.
Tiny caught under the tower. Wing Dagger being stopped by that urn. They're still chasing him down. Secondary urn being used. Yep, he did. In the very last second. One thing for sure is that Raven's getting a ton of free farm time. I don't think he needed to join any fight, apart from the one that he had to run away and survive. Oh, nice, good awareness here. Looks like no one's gonna get caught. PL jumping back in. Relocate coming in from the back line. Out of mana, long arrow coming in against Roger. He's gonna get brought down fairly easily. They even bottled that bounty rune.
Good stuff there by Sam H. Great arrow. Yeah. Great presence of mind, understanding the Aya is gonna pick up the rune. So big kills there. And managed to get all the runes. No, Solo got 1 rune. So it's 3 runes for TNC.
This war sees Tiny coming in as well. Guess what? That's going to be the 4th tower denial of the game. I wonder if that's one of the TI predictions, the most tower denies in the game. As this game might be one of them.
It's definitely not every day that you see a team deny 4 towers in 20 minutes.
And they're going to go into Roche. It's going to be a pretty slow Roche. At the very least, they have the Terror from Bench.
Seems like VP is not going to be able to respond to this. The lanes are fairly pushed out. Even though it's not that quick from Virtus.pro, but I don't think TNC, TNC. I don't think the VP can be able to respond in time yet. Roshan is about to die.
Rocket flying in here against Timber. Timber is just...
He's the raid boss, man.
Yeah, he's zoning people out. Meanwhile, oh, Tim's gonna get dusted out. He still has his Shadow Realm. And he's gonna be fine.
They have to chill and get more items on, especially the Gyro and DK. Tiny, I feel like Tiny needs BKB as well this game. They have to get to a point where they have triple BKB. Like the Gyro, the DK, and the Tiny all has to get BKB for them to be able to fight.
So you think Virtus.pro is going to just play it relatively slowly?
Try to pick off with the relocate. Spread the map, do what
the pick off is happening right now on the mid lane here. They're going to go everyone onto Armel. Armel just blows up.
Big kill there.
Yeah.
Cutting down the Bloodstone charges.
And that was the Silver Edge review, so really good stuff.
They need to do what TNC did in the last game with the IO and Jaw. Spread the map, try to get your important BKBs and just try to get like singular pickoffs, maybe like small fights, create small fights around the map. And buy time for the BKBs to come online. Once they have their triple BKBs up, then they'll be extremely powerful.
Yep.
And whereas for TNC, they are trying. I think they should try to capitalize on the fact that right now they have this Aegis and there's only 1 BKB on Virtus.pro, and they have this immense magic damage with the Dark Willow, Mirana. They have to capitalize with this timing right now. Try to force objectives, get huge pickoffs. Solo is not a huge pickoff, but they're gonna try to go for him here. Lead.
Yeah, that should be a kill. And unfortunately, the Bramble Mace couldn't find any other heroes. And hopefully, for the sake of TNC, they don't get this tower denied as they are running into the tier 2 now.
Is it a tilt deny if they deny this?
I mean, that would have been...
I mean, it is already a tilt.
Yeah, it is already tilting, yeah. They don't push tower dive very quickly. I mean, they can tank it all day long.
I mean, that's the thing with Timber. Yeah. And PL doesn't really have too many items yet. I mean, Mirana can hit the tower, but they're deciding not... I don't know, I feel they have to be more urgent with their timings right now. Like, teams like Liquid, Virtus.pro, they're really... and LG, they're very good at using timings where the lineup is really strong. Sometimes you can see them, oh, maybe they're behind 5k, 8k, but because they understand specific timings of their lineup, they're able to take a good fight and come back into the game, or extend their lead. In this matter for TNC. They are really strong now, they have to understand that they need to try and force objectives or take a big fight.
They're forcing fights right now, but it feels like it's always VP having the better vision, and they're fighting up a hill with the vision advantage on the side. BKB activated, and he's going right onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo looks like he's going to be the first one to go down. His team abandoning him.
How can they play that area without a ward?
Exactly.
And they don't have a sentry.
They haven't de-warded, they haven't dropped the ward themselves, and they're actively looking to fight here.
They know they have to take a fight, but they are not preparing well with the vision, because the vision and the fighting has to come hand in hand. You need to have a good vision to take a good fight. And now because the smoke didn't work, this is a lot of time for Virtus.pro to farm up their remaining BKBs on the Dragonite and the Tiny. It's all precious time, you know, for them to farm and regain control of the map. See, immediately he buys 6 sentries after that. Like, you need to be the position 5, you know. Buy all the sentries. Dark Willow Ultimate not gonna land on time onto Ramses on the Gyro, gonna TP out. This is sometimes I feel like the struggle when a player that plays the core role transitions into like a pure support. There are times that they Maybe
He hasn't had that muscle
it's-
memory of buying
It's not
wards.
because it's not natural for him to always
Yeah.
carry the sentries, you know. It's gonna take time before they fully transition into a support role, a natural support play. But 2 runes apiece this time for both TNC and Virtus.pro.
All right. Yeah, Cuckoo's like, I'm going back for this.
I think
Now he
did.
dies. I don't know about this. They still have the vision that you're trying to
This
de-ward.
is like a tilt deny. I
Yeah.
tell you.
I mean, TNC is...
They know,
I assume the tilt is real right now.
they know that they are at their strong timing, but they're just like not executing the small little things correctly. They're rushing into things. But with that sequence of events, I think the triple BKB should be online soon. Dragon Knight is 1k away, Tiny is okay 2k away.
Yeah, tiny little bit further. But I feel like they have the time, right? That was the PL Aegis, and honestly, TNC was not able to do anything with it. And the game is now evening to almost 0.
I mean, talking about Silver Ages, I think maybe TNC could consider a Silver Edge on PL. You want a Silver Edge against the Dragon Knight? I think that could be a good next option for him as well.
Sure.
Timbersaw is going on, so he has his Yule's Bloodstone right now. Don't think he has any, like, maybe Shiva's next. That could be nice for him. I think the key items will come from either the Pia or the Mirana. Those are the 2 heroes that will win the game for TNC right now. The Timber has already done his job. He has created so much pressure in the early to mid game. So to finish the game, the Pia and the Mirana has to do it.
Dire's top tower.
Well, let's check out the item progression here. Mirana in particular looks like going for a BKB of her own. Quite a bit of damage already, especially if you count in lead.
Not sure about the BKB on the Mirana though. I
You feel like she's just straight up needed
yeah,
damage
I need
output?
damage output.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that there's a lot of like disable, a lot of magic damage from the VP side. I don't know. Maybe the BKB will be sufficient right now. He feels like he just needs to be able to stand his ground, just right click. Doesn't need any more damage. He just has to be able to survive and just dish out the damage in the fights. But we'll see how the fights play out in a moment. VP are very close to hitting their triple BKB timing. They're smoked up again with 2 heroes, the Bane and the DK, but deciding to just finish his BKB, and Solo's probably going to drop some wards down. He has a ward.
Oh, runs right into Cuckoo. But
Yeah, the two warders running into each other. It's just common stuff.
now it's going to be TNC with the Moonlight Shadow charging forward.
Oh,
Ramble Maze.
DK wants to get out here scot-free. He doesn't want to die. He almost has his BKB.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Solo probably going to die for this, but they see him. Unable to actually chase him down.
He has Trankles and Windlace. He's very fast.
Yeah. I have to say, Virtus.pro really, despite having a 1-6 gyro early on in the game, has really, again, was able to play very well from behind to the point where gyro is now sufficiently large and could really do a lot in team fights. Hold that thought here as we
Here
have...
comes the BKB from no one. He's charging in. They don't have a sentry.
Yeah,
he
they
gets
don't.
the initiate.
Defensive swap's going to come back out here, and it's going to be Cuckoo. First one to drop, Terrorize. A little bit too slow. He will cancel that Terrorize. PL Illusion's going right on Solo, and the rest of the team going the other direction. Pasha looking for the Avalanche, won't find anything. Maybe a toss forward on the DK?
This DK is very scary right now with level 3 Dragon Form plus the BKB. He is a force to be reckoned with.
Did he even activate the BKB?
No,
He didn't.
no,
yeah.
no.
Good control there. Oh, but he's going to find another. That's going to be breaking on the Timber. And the Suns are going to be there. Timber chain away. There's a rocket
Yules.
onto him. Yule Scepter. Oh, he's just going to suicide, which is fair. Back in the mid lane here.
He was dead anyway.
Grip
Relocate.
hitting on, and that's going to be Solo being brought down. Here comes the BKB
Oh,
on
no mana
the
on the
gyro.
PL.
PL looks like he's going to be able to run away. Meanwhile, Samage leaps on the low ground. Does he have to
No
leap
charges.
again? TP out, and he should be fine. The big tree coming in as well from Tiny. He'll barely survive.
Still Timber. Very, very big kill there for Virtus.pro.
And his Bloodstone's down to 6 charges, so...
I think he needs to get armor. Yeah, he's going to get Shiva. He needs armor items now because otherwise he just dies way too quickly if he doesn't have reactive charges up. And Tiny is about to complete his BKB. He pretty much has it. So this is VP's time right now with this triple BKB.
So for VP with the triple BKB, they're looking to start taking outer towers, probably get an Aegis on their heroes. Is that the goal?
Yep. Tower, win a team fight, then proceed to get Roshan, to tame the Roshan. Gyro is about, back to the normal state of carry and on top of the net worth.
Yep.
Just fully recovered. Thanks to his teammates creating so much space.
Also, let's not forget that IO has already hit level 15, so that side gunner on IO is fully
it still
online.
activates when you are stunned.
Yeah.
That's why it's very good to get a Satanic to pair up with the Aghanim's upgrade from the IO.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Okay, BP is rolling right now. They understand that this is their timing with the triple BKBs. They want to be as aggressive as possible, try to claim as many objectives as they can.
TNC want to fight into this. They see Roger. And well, they don't throw out the Terrorize, so IO just walks away. And now on the back line, Tiny just absolutely destroys Tim's. Okay.
Oh, the break.
Running away. The buyback's going to come out from Tim's. He's going to port right back in. Everyone's going to retreat. Defensive swap, or rather offensive swap the Dragon Knight back in.
Oh, great sleep.
Yeah, sleep's going to delay that kill a little bit. And now on the chase is the rest of the team. Roger, as well as Ramses on the front line. Looking pretty strong. And a pause.
Oh dear, so okay, what has happened? DK went down.
So they traded one for one.
PL also went down, so call 1-for-1 call. And what spells are remaining? The BKBs are down. Bane has ultimate. Gyro does not have ultimate. Oh, Gyro still has BKB?
Yes.
Okay, then I think...
And Tiny has...
Then I think VP should be stronger.
Yeah, Tiny has another set of Avalanche combo coming in, and they have the Fiend Sweep as
Mirana
well.
has his BKB at base. So she really does not want to take this fight now. They want to get out.
Yeah. I think the only thing that Dara could do is just retreat. There is Terrorize just flying out. I think.
I think that should be fine.
They'll cancel it. Everyone will just disengage.
Yep, Courier is coming in with the BKB. They get a sleep on him.
Oh, they get a grip as well. Terrorize is going to be there, pushing everyone away, and now they want to fight this, actually. Tim's going, or Armel going right in. Tiny, tanky in the front line. That BKB activated. They baited it out. They might lose Cuckoo as a result. In fact, they will. Yeah. On the back line, it is going to be...
Roger's going to be chased down.
Okay, I mean, they're trying, but he is so damn tanky thanks to that veil of this... Oh, long-range hit. Shadow Realm. Sending another kid into the Shadow Realm.
Yep,
Nicely
BP
done.
just overextending a little bit for the bench kill there, as a result losing two of their supports, the Bane and the IO. Not the biggest deal. They still have their two important cores alive, the DK, the Tiny and the Gyro. But right now, so the next important fight would be this Roshan, the second Roshan. TNC has, if they want to get the Roshan, they have to be able to find a pick-off first. They can't, even though they have the damage to kill the Rosh quickly, they still need to try and get a pick-off first to make it sure that nothing, nothing happens when they're trying to go for the Rosh, so they can claim it safely. So they have to try to secure, they have good vision, they have two wards around the Rosh pit, so perfectly set up for the incoming Roshan battle. But they're just going to go in regardless. PL just doppelganger in. I don't think it's a good idea if they don't get any pick-offs before they do the Roshan.
Yeah, I don't think they could do it that fast.
They have to smoke and try to get a pick-off first. They have a gem on Dark Willow, which is great at map control. They have a smoke swapped out. Yeah, they're going to do that.
Okay, well, let's see if they're going to run up a hill.
They need to go around, though. I think they have to try and somehow sneak behind.
And they recognize as well. They're going to take the super long way around. There's going to be a haste rune, so that's going to be nice for maybe one of the supports or somebody have a bottle. They don't want to pick it up because they think that maybe there's a vision.
Oh, they have a gem. Don't they have? I remember they have a gem.
Maybe high ground vision. I don't know. Yeah. They see Tiny though. Pasha in the front line, very, very tanky. Has a BKB, but he has BKB, so it's not going to work. Cuckoo gets initiated on. Cuckoo, well, has a Moonlight Shadow protecting
no detection?
No detection, yeah, and the fear is going to push them away. The tether will break. On the back line though, Sam H going right onto Tiny. The BKB are ending now. Second BKB using, they're going to get Pasha. Pasha will be brought down thanks to the Shock Room. And on the right side of the fight, looks like Tim's as well as Cuckoo will get brought down, but the cores are coming in for now. A secondary yields on to the Dragon Knight. Sam H will leap out. Out of leaps at this point, out of BKB as well. They will lose Sam H.
Gosh, that was such a hard fight to call. Initially it started
so poorly for TNC. Right,
I thought it started poorly, but they were able to kite the BKBs of the Tiny and the DK, and they were able to kill them.
Oh, it's not over just yet here. Now Armel getting caught up. Armel's going to just get right-click down, side gunner, and right-click.
This is why like Timbersaw falls off it a lot. Even though he's such a monster in the early game, if you don't keep the ball rolling, it's very difficult to close out the game. And that's why I mentioned the Mirana or the PL has to be the ones carrying the torch to finish out the game. Like PL still like he's unable to fight very well in the engages because the Gyro and the Tiny and the DK, all these three cores, they have splash damage to deal with the illusions. So PL doesn't do a lot of damage in the fights. He's been also really careful with his positioning all the time, not committing fully into the fights. So with this Aegis and Cheese on Virtus.pro, that's gonna give them a sizable lead in the game, like full control here. Then the next couple of minutes, TNC wants at least to wait for the Aegis to expire before they try to take a fight.
This is also one of the first few games where I felt like Tim's Willow has really had no impact. I think a big part of that is the fact that the triple cores of the Radiant is just super tanky. Like,
I don't know, I feel they need a Spirit Vessel because this IO is like keeping people alive so long.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Which, unfortunately, Cuckoo has been buying a lot of wards and dying, so no Vessel in sight.
Yeah, this is what I mentioned earlier when I was not quite sure whether the Mirana going for a BKB would be the best option here, because I felt like maybe they might have damage issues, and it's showing in the fights. They are not dealing enough damage to kill stuff.
Yeah. And it looks like she's trying to go into Lincoln's after that, so the damage department is going to continue to suffer.
And Pierre is winning a heart, so that's not exactly more damage for them. I don't know, I feel like Silver Edge is still quite a good option here, but we're not going to see that.
Avalanche going to... defensive swap is available. Cuckoo waiting to the very last second. Nice arrow to follow things up, and Cuckoo will pay for that swap.
Things are not looking good right now for TNC. They have to try to split push. Can't really defend here without the bench. Is this going to be high ground? They have Cheese, they have Aegis, BKBs, all. But yeah, this is going to be high ground. And honestly, no buyback.
TNC doesn't defend high ground that well either. Okay, they'll pop the glyph.
Yep, PL has no buyback. He's spent all his gold.
Armel letting the shotgun fly, not going to hit too much of anything. Tossed right back, and about a billion stun hitting him. Terrorize, going to fly up, and not even going to be there in time as Armel just not tanky enough. Tiny Illusions, or PL Illusions rather, going on top of that Tiny. He loses all of his HP, or mana, very quickly. Bedlam being used right now as Tim's getting slowed down, and now...
Oh, they used the relocate. They went back to regen. They went back to base to regen with the Tiny.
And now... Curse Crown hitting onto the Dragonite. They're going to try to burst him down. Okay, Savage, a lot of damage. Heal! Not going to be enough from Io. Tiny, though, fresh life here after the heal. Rams is very low as well. Glimmercade's going to get him back out. They might lose Pasha on the way out. Yes, they will. Sam H just doing so much right-click. Great swap from Cuckoo as well. They have isolated all three cores. Looks like on the back line, they even killed the Bane. Ramses looks like he's going to have to fight his way out of here. Sam H dropping very low, and he will die to this right-click. Buybacks coming out galore. It's going to be Sam H. Roger being focused down by PL. Nice juking by Roger, still keeping himself alive. He will finally die, and now it's going to be a chases for Ramses. Ramses is super fast thanks to the Flutter, the Phase, as well as the Manta. He will make it out. Oh my god.
I think that was a mistake there for them to relocate in the middle of the fight to heal the Tiny.
Yeah, as soon as they relocated, it was TNC that went on him just for that.
I think that was just way too risky. And the DK actually almost survived. If the IO was back there a little bit earlier, he would have been able to pop his cheese off and turn the fight around, but because they went back to heal, that's a little bit of too greedy. They're trying to be too efficient. They try to keep the push going, heal, regen at the same time, and just got punished heavily by TNC. Yeah. Great move there by TNC, jumping in right away when they used to relocate to go back to base regen.
I don't think they could push high ground or anything, but it looks like TNC will...
This Gyro is so powerful right now, and he's going for this Maelstrom as well, which is great great synergy with the Aghanims provided with the by the Wisp.
Yeah.
More ways to deal with the Phantom Lance illusions. So we're getting up to a point where it's ultra late game. Pierre's getting to full slot soon. He's going for Abyssal Blade.
Okay. Which I think it's fair, right? Yeah, triple BKB. There's an IO that you want to kill.
The best late game items, usually the carries want to get, like Abyssal Blade, Nullifier. Those are the items that you're looking for. You want to lock down and kill heroes right away. And we mentioned that they had like this kind of like problems with damage earlier, so Abyssal is also going to give them a lot more damage in the upcoming fights.
Moonlight Shadow gonna get used here. Tiny. They don't have any vision.
Oh, Bane
dead. Side. Alright, Bane.
Yes, buyback. They are thinking about going in.
Yeah, they're thinking about swapping us. Now Armel jumps forward. Arrow barely missing on Pasha. Yo Scepter setting it up. There's a buyback. And I think they're happy to bait that one out as they disengage. But Dire, or Radiant rather, wants to chase. It's going to be Ramses sitting in the front, moving very fast again thanks to his movement speed. Dire backing
they
up
have
for
the
now.
vision advantage here.
And they're going to go right onto Solo. Solo is going to get the Curse Crown stun on top of him, and immediately he should die to the PL. PL using the Manta, terrorize, pushing everyone back, and now Raven needs to jaunt away for now.
Yes,
Nice up there, keeping the core up there, and they're fighting under the high ground with their vision. TNC in a pretty decent spot. Dragon Knight isolated away from his teammate. He will pop the BKB to block the Cursed Crown, and now he's being chased. He's going to try to actually just TP home. On the left side, it's going to be Ramses. What a swap, a long-range swap, bring him back. He now has to activate the BKB. Nobody focusing on the IO just yet. Never mind that PL illusions running right onto Roger. Roger will go back into the base, and he will be fine. He buys back.
He has that max move speed from the gyro. That's why they can't chase him.
Oh, I was wondering why he's moving so fast. But of course, Tether now grants both players the same amount of movement speed.
Oh yeah, so that was double buyback, but it was both the supports.
Yep. And all they have lost is Cuckoo, so honestly, not a bad way to press their advantage.
And they're gonna get to the point where PL is gonna be full slot. Mirana is also getting really big. He's gonna have the Mjolnir completed.
Yep.
If he wants to. So they're gonna have a lot of damage right now.
He forgoes a buyback and finishes the Mjolnir.
I think it's fine though. Like if they can kill the enemies first, it doesn't really need to buy back. All they need to do is get the good initiate, jump on this, especially the IO first. You've been mentioning this a lot during the team fights. They have to kill this. They have to kill Roger first before they move on to all these tankier targets. I think if Roger's alive, they can't really kill the gyro.
Yeah. Definitely not through the butterfly evasion, the overcharge, and.
But still, they have a lot of ways of finding and focusing him. They have the swap, they have the terrorize.
It seems like Cuckoo is kind of reserving the swap for the cores instead of for the IO. Because if you swap the IO, he could just probably tether back to one of the cores.
Dire's structures are fortified.
All right, here we go. TNC.
They smell blood.
They're going to go for another engage.
They have to look at the
they still have the great wards here. Maybe they're going to try to fight there. Maybe they're going to try to plant another very deep ward.
Does he still have a ward? Don't think so, right? No, he has no wards now.
Drops a sentry anyways, and I think Virtus.pro...
They just want to contain VP in their base and wait for... Because the next rush is the third Roshan. This is very, very important. It's going to give them refresher shot. Contain them in the base and try to get the Roshan, and VP has to smoke out at some point. Do they have one last smoke remaining? I'm not sure. I think they don't have a smoke. It's going to be cooldown. It's still on cooldown for some time, but they have to come out from their base to contest the rush. I don't think they have a choice. They need to try and stop TNC on getting this rush.
Virtus.pro moving out as a pack. They're going to charge up the hill, and now he blinks forward, looking for the avalanche.
Yes, buyback. That's why he did that. Tiny as buyback.
Now Venge is being chased down on the left side. It is going to be a pretty chaotic fight. Moonlight Shadow gets dropped on the background, and now PL Illusions coming in for Solo once again. Nice defensive Yo being used right now. Tiny. Terrorize going to get used here, and now Timbersoft dropping extremely low. And they're going to focus on Roger. Roger has bought back, and he has now died back 2 minutes without the IO. Raven's going to jaunt away for now, waiting out the BKB. Great swap now, isolating the Gyro. Gyro popping, I believe that was a Satanic, getting a lot of HP back. But now he's going to get surrounded absolutely by Raven. Raven going to bring him down.
No buyback.
That is 3 deaths.
No buyback.
No buyback. I believe because he finished the Satanic. And now it's going to be TNC moving forward. Curse Crown going to hit onto the Dragon Knight as well. They have a vision thanks to the sentry on the low ground. Barely seeing that Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight getting a big magic wand back, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get brought down. He buys back immediately.
GG, I think.
No Dragon form on the Dragon Knight, and now they see
We saw once Roger goes down,
the whole team falls apart.
Gyro just couldn't stand.
Yeah.
He stood for a bit, he popped his Satanic, but he got kited, and they just had more than enough damage to kill him after that.
Well, that's going to be only a tier 3, but they will stay for the first lane of
60
Rex.
seconds. I think they're going to be able to get 2 lanes.
Are they going to try to throw or 2 lanes? This is the question
lanes?
here.
I think 2 lanes.
Okay, Raven moving down here will get the second tower very easily. And now TNC.
TNC just...
What an amazing comeback after a series of many blunders, especially with the vision and the warding, but at the end of the day, the W is what counts, as they are getting that second laner rack. Still 40 seconds without the gyro and the IO.
And you know the thing is what saved the Timber? Because they were able to kill the Bane, like PL ran in and killed the Bane. They had no detection because Bane was the one carrying all the detection, so they couldn't see the Timber. He was like, I think he was like 10% HP. He was about to die, but they had no detection.
And it was, I believe, a Glimmer Cape that kind of took him out of the fight momentarily. And that's gonna be a triple laner Rex. And once again, the IO lineup technically could defend against Mega Creeps, but the game is realistically not, because Roshan will spawn, and they will get the Aegis and Cheese.
There's still a chance for VP, but TNC in firm control of this game. So refresher shot, I guess. Wait, who do you give the refresh? I guess the Dark Hero.
Sure. Maybe Venge with double swap? Is that crazy?
I mean,
he's been using it a lot.
I think Dark Hero though. Okay. You just AoE disable so many heroes with your Terrorize.
What about Mirana with 6 sleeps? I can't even say that with a straight face. Alright, they're going to go.
I'm just going to assume you did not say that.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, VP kept in their base right now. I mean, can they actually fight out and challenge?
Gyro has to farm, I think, Rapier.
Yeah. He has the Mjolnir queued up right now. Oh, let's not forget about the IO-25. Now they are
oh yeah,
a mobile force.
Okay, this is actually crazy.
He's going Maelstrom himself. Don't count them out just yet. They definitely could make it.
I did not count it out. I said they definitely have a chance to still win.
Okay,
dude,
all right.
Dude.
I'm not saying you did.
Yes, you did.
For the viewers at home, don't count out your Virtus.pro.
Not a good comeback for me.
I'm sure there's doubters out there. No doubting in here, though. Refresher Shard. Let's see who they're going to give it to. Looks like, right, Sam H with the 6 leaps, holding on to it for now.
Is it a team with 6 leaps? Are you serious?
Look, all I'm saying is he has the Refresher Shard now. Just statements of facts.
Dire's bottom shrine.
We'll see if how aggressively Ramses and Roger outside the base. They will have to pour back and defend. And Cuckoo looking for a swap, perhaps?
I'm not sure though. I think like you mentioned earlier, I think the swap has to be used more defensively. Because
in the last couple of fights, he's been using it to extend a kill.
If they kill the IO first, then I think it's fine.
Sure. Okay. Swap, terrorize.
He's dead. He's dead though. Yes, buyback.
He's going to buy back right now. Most likely BOT in. They see the PL. PL taking quite a bit of damage. There's the defensive swap. Cuckoo taking quite a bit as well.
Look at that tether.
I mean, that tether IO is hitting hard.
Oh my god.
It's flying out. It might be a pea shooter, but it's hit so fast.
I think once he gets the Maelstrom, they're just going to kill everybody.
Do you feel like the buyback is a little bit too fast for the Timber?
Fast. Yes, I agree.
Because right now, if he dies, all of a sudden the game might get a little scary.
Oh my god.
I think you just wait, right, if you're TNC.
I mean, VP just wants... I think VP just wants to get this Maelstrom on Roger.
Suddenly, your IO becomes a carry. It's only crazy if you see the gyro start flacking. And he'll also flack.
That's why it was worse before when Gyro had the talent to add 3 strikes on flat cannon.
Well, I think it was also IO getting at level 20 instead of 25. So you saw it a lot earlier.
Oh dear. I think this might be a long one. Because it's going to be hard for him to, finish the game from this point. They don't have buyback on the Timber, so they are not going to try to push things too far.
Yeah.
They're going to try to chill, maybe wait for a buyback. Let's look at items. Maybe finish the Butterfly on PL. Mirana's going to have another item fairly soon.
PL's out of slots. I guess he dropped the hood.
Not really though, because of the hood, yeah. You can still swap something out. And you don't really need boots because of the Phantom Rush.
Meanwhile, Dark Willow finishing a Scythe of Ice, which is going to make that Refresher Shard that much better. And do you think Gyro, I mean, you called the Divine Rapier, but he's going for the Mjolnir for now.
Yeah, you still want to finish a Mjolnir because it's just way too good with the side gunner plus the illusions on PL. You need ways to deal with that quickly.
Initiate. Are they going to swap out? No one. They're going to swap him back out right into an arrow. Perfectly done. No buyback for 2 minutes. 5 versus 4. All right, they will flag. They will look at. Oh my God! Look at and somehow looks like the stun did hit. Terrorize back. The BKB activate a little bit too slowly. Satanic being used as well. Sam H says, "I'm out of here." They traded BKB. They traded Satanic. PL on the back line. Looks like he did get a kill onto Solo. Solo needing to buy back. Long arrow onto Solo. Terrorize back into the base. You go and now, whoa! He went in and he just died. He did not shadow him in time. A huge misplay by Tims. He will buy back with throw. Super exposed and the double damage rune of Mirana will force out Glyph on the backside. The PL going in, zoning everyone out. It's gonna be Sam H just right onto the throne. Nobody's protecting the throne. And Sam H will take it down. What a way to finish this game. Great swap into an arrow to start that team fight off. 5v4. Whew. TNC, that was a hell of a comeback.